Wason X is our AI platform. It's what we're going to use to help customers of ours realize the potential of AI. Now, I get a lot of questions about Wason X. What is it? Is it a model? Well, no, it's not a model. It's a platform that contains a number of large language model and generative AI models out of the box. Selamat pagi. And that concludes the Bahasa portion of my presentation. That's all the Bahasa that I speak. Now, I think until science and technology figure out how we can embed a smaller large language models in my head, most of my presentation will end with good morning in the local language. Until that happens, I think we're going to spend a little bit more time talking about how generative AI can be embedded in your business processes to make work better, to make work smarter. That's the title of the talk. So, McKinsey, in a recent research, says that you can expect to gain as much as 70% productivities leveraging AI. Not just generative AI, but AI overall. Now, when you look at that, it's quite a big number by any measure, 70% increase in productivities. And that yields a certain amount of profitability, of course. Now, that's why last year in April, we released a Wason X platform. Wason X is our AI platform. It's what we're going to use to help customers of ours realize the potential of AI. Now, I get a lot of questions about Wason X. What is it? Is it a model? Well, no, it's not a model. It's a platform that contains a number of large language model and generative AI models out of the box. Our own series called Granite is open source, and I think that's an important thing, to be open in AI. Second, it also includes a number of models from our open source partners, Hugging Face, Metas. Those capabilities are brought in to help you answer questions better for your employees, answer questions better for your customers. But that's not all we want to do, right? We want to go beyond just Q&A. So next, and other people said, well, is it a chatbot, Kitman? Is it something that we chat with and interact with? Well, Wason X isn't a chatbot, not just a chatbot, let's put it that way. It includes capabilities that helps organizations build their own AI assistant. And today, I want to spend a little bit more time talking about the AI assistant aspect. So, on my way here, I'm thinking, what can I use as an analogy as to why AI assistants? Why is it important to have AI help us do things? And kind of the analogy I came up with was air travel. When I was growing up in Canada, my parents and my whole family immigrated to Canada when I was a young boy, a teenager. And my parents really didn't speak much English. And back in those days, when we wanted to travel, we call a travel agent. And I'm always the one calling because I'm basically the one speaking English. My parents are from Hong Kong, so the English is marginal at that point. And I would be, they would tell me exactly what they want, and then I would translate that, and the agent would then go off and do all the work. Now, fast forward a number of years, in the name of self-service and progress, everything went online. I thought to myself, well, when I go online travel, I have to sit down, plan things as to when, look at my calendar, find the right time, check on the right flight, book the right hotel, look at the time of connection, and then build in time for land transport. All those things that I used to do with a touch of a phone call, now I got to do manually in multiple interfaces. Is it really progress from that perspective? What if we can bring back an assistant that can help us do this? Take my command, check my calendar, use the scheduler to find out when I'm available, set up times, optimize when my car needs to show up, book my hotel. What if it can actually look up regulation in terms of what kind of visa I need? Then access my visa and my passport information, activate another service to get me the visa necessary so when I land, I don't have to do any paperwork. That's what an assistant's supposed to do. But that task flow isn't simple. And when you want to deploy assistants to help you save time across an enterprise organization, it's just that much more complicated. So what should an assistant help us do? One, offload repetitive tasks. Right? Things that's kind of repetitive and simple, offload that. Enable self-service, but not necessarily having me jump from screen to screen and application to application to do that work. In fact, there are things that AI is better at than we are. Imagine I got to fit all the time slot with which flight I should be taking, where are the connections, how much travel time to expect. I can use, for example, Google Map and Google API to find out the time delay that I should expect based on the time that my flight takes off. I can use that information to plan when the car should arrive to pick me up. That is what AI can do. AI can access all of that information. It does that in the background for us. Next, guided workflow, right? Quite often, an AI is there to make sure we do things consistently and accurately every time. So, what have we been doing? Well, we've been helping organizations do things like publish better quality document and saving 70% of total cost of publishing the document using generative AI with NTT data. At Westlife, an insurance company, Westlife, let's go to Westlife first. Westlife, an insurance company, we were able to accelerate their programmers' ability to take legacy COBOL application, translate it to modern Java by as much as 80%. Not just productivities at a call center, productivities inside your development team and development organization. The lift is quite substantial. Finally, let's talk about Windtree, an Italian telco company that uses an AI assistant to answer as much as 60% of customer complaints and speeding up 10x response time for their customer. That's what AI assistants can do. From that perspective, let's take a look at what are some of the characteristics necessary. What do you look for in AI assistants in an AI platform? Well, one, there is no one-size-fits-all when it comes to AI. Every organization, especially an enterprise organization, there are different workflows. Yeah, the major business functions are the same, but there are nuances, and these nuances are important. That's what makes your organization unique. And that's why we believe that it should be very easy for you to customize and tailor-make digital assistants for your organization. Second, it should provide easy automation. There are things that this assistant needs to be able to do for you. Now, I made the distinction early on between chatbot and AI assistants. And the joke that I always make, and it's kind of getting old now, is that chatbot chats. AI assistants assist you in doing work. So that's the main difference. Automation capabilities is AI assistants' capabilities to reach into your organization and do work for you. Send emails, schedule meetings, book travels, give a raise to your employee, give a raise to yourself. Oh, actually, I can't do that. I can't give a raise to myself. AI actually stopped me from doing that in the system. Then finally, as I hinted at already, it has to be able to integrate into a broader flow inside the organization. Now, with that in mind, I want to start introducing the capabilities that I've been talking about. And to start, the first capability that I want to touch on is something called Wason X, or Orchestrate. Orchestrate is part of the Wason X platform, and it uses large language models and other AI capabilities to do different things. The name Orchestrate actually stands for orchestrating workflow. This is an AI assistant platform that let you build AI assistants that complete end-to-end tasks really without doing any coding. It's all about drag and drop. Now, creating a purpose-built chatbot is as simple as clicking a single button and giving it a name. Now, let's say we want to build a new assistant that helps us with sales process. We'll call it Ask Sales. Now, Ask Sales, at the moment you click Create, has already created an architecture platform that allows you to do different things. This is the actual interface that you would use to teach the assistant to do things for you. One of the first things that you're going to do is probably going to teach this assistant the ability to speak the language of your company. Right? Now, when we talk about chat and AI, probably heard about the RAG pattern, Retrieval Augmented Generation, the ability to provide a large language model with your own corpus of knowledge, and then use that large language models to answer questions specific to your organization. We can do that in the platform simply by clicking a few buttons. In here, you can see I'm going to content ground everything that this chatbot answers. That means it will only take information from this corpus of information to answer questions that a user has. I think earlier on, we heard about trusted and responsible AI. Right? To be able to deploy AI on trusted content and have all the safety mechanism to make sure no hallucination, no offensive materials being presented is important. Secondly, you want the ability to be able to tune. And Prom Tuning is a big part of it. And again, you saw earlier, with a click of a button, you're actually able to go through, select the model that you want to use, add some additional information pertaining to a particular AI task. Right? Now, this is additional information beyond the basic corpus about your organization. Add that information there, and then maybe do some prompt tuning, which is prompt tuning is just a sample way of asking questions. That you've already done your RAG pattern. Now you have actually done some prompt to an AI-guided task. 2 pieces of work, 5 minutes. Maybe the longest time it takes is to actually upload the PDF files onto the platform. Next, you're going to want to automate. Now, automation is the ability to do work across the organization. And in this case, just add a skill-based action. It will then go into a out-of-the-box sets of skills that we have. Since this is a sales bot, let's say you want to integrate into Salesforce. And let's say you want to actually create a lead. A click of a button, you've included a conversational capability that Salesforce has to create a sales lead without clicking into Salesforce. Next, and probably the final part that I talked about, to integrate multiple things together, the integrated experience. It's great if you can access Salesforce, but if you can use Salesforce as part of a bigger workflow. Yeah, I can tell my assistants to create a lead, but it'd probably be better if I can just tell my assistant to say, let's create a price quote for Metrodata for these part numbers, and actually go end-to-end with that capabilities. Send that email off, maybe even have it validated. You can take tasks and skills and capabilities from various parts of your organization, Salesforce, Workday, SAP, you name the ERP application, the online business application, we can integrate. In addition to that, we can add skills that your organization publish. So this assistant can do all the things that enterprise application can do in terms of skills, but it can also allow you to pull in the capabilities from within your organization through APIs. It does everything through Open API standard, and you can then pull that information in and pull that capability in and create workflow. These workflow can then be published and shared, making the next chatbot building a little bit and that much easier. The ability to bring these things together and actually efficiently create applications, what we do as part of the Orchestrate platform. But I think the key message here is that Wason X is much more than that. It goes beyond building assistant. I mentioned before, it has ability for you to train large language model, to fine-tune, to deploy large language model API. It has the ability to govern any AI model that you deploy. It will govern generative AI model to make sure the content your organization is generating is up to the standard in terms of non-offensive, legal capabilities, All that is included. Second, it has the ability to monitor your deployment on also traditional machine learning application. Those two things are brought together under a single governance platform. And the interesting part is that governance platform is completely open. What that means is it will govern AI models built from just about any tools that you use. It will govern models that actually is built and deployed in Google's platforms or in AWS or using Microsoft technology, data robot. Any models that your organization use today can be governed on a single platform. So if you're not interested in using our models, that's okay. Use our platform to actually help you with other model deployment. I think my closing message is going to be very simple. Right? AI assistance is supposed to help you create purpose-built capabilities, and that's the assistant part. We actually have a full platform that helps you build and deploy an application that is empowered and enriched by AI. Metrodata, it's a great partners of ours. I'm hoping that if you're interested, you'll be able to engage Metrodata or the rest of my team out on the booth to find out a bit more in terms of what Wason X can do for you. With that, I'm going to end my presentation and say thank you very much for listening and have a wonderful day.